Good evening, I'm Giuseppe Basile, I'm the analyst and trading mentor. You can find at the website www.fibstalker.com. I also post regularly on Twitter using the @fibstalker nickname. Good evening, today is Monday, April the 28th, 2014, and it's 8:30 p.m. time in Toronto. And in this video I'm going to review all the markets I follow. This is a daily update valid for tomorrow, April the 2009, April 29th, 2014. Excuse me. So let's start from the euro dollar. Those who follow me know that in the euro dollar we identified these two areas of support, 137.21, and the second one, it's an area of support starting at 137.88. That's where program trading has been picking up this price. And you will also remember that at some point at the beginning of last week we identified a level where price actually broke out of the 4-hour chart and reconfirmed this 137.90 area of support. Now we know that this area of support has targets at previous highs, and this area below, starting at 137.21, is targets at that 141 that we are now following since basically the beginning of 2013 here, actually since the beginning of February. And that's 141. It's a first target for this large area of support from program trading. Moving to the SP E-mini future here, you will remember that at the beginning of February we had this failed measure move here, a busted setup that was able to bring price, because price was picked up by lower time frames, was able to bring price into this first target 180.82, and this first target was identified back in February. So there was no way I could actually identify this level after we started seeing some participation on the downside here. So the importance of this level and the importance of how program trading acts on the area of support and resistance, as well as the area of profit taking, it's evident here. Yesterday I posted an article showing how every time price got into this 1882 area, we saw some profit taking, and we are still seeing profit taking here. Now when we move down to the 4-hour chart here, we can see that these lows to highs that I've indicated yesterday in my weekly review. And actually, if you want to receive the weekly review, just subscribe my newsletter. It's free, and you can do that on my website. We got some sort of support here, and actually we broke the all the way halfway back here from highs to low. So at this stage, bulls are still in control on this daily chart and 4-hour chart, and it's important to study the sequence of measure move higher here that we are witnessing here. And we have the next measure move is this one, which supported 1862 and has the potential to bring price into 1869 and potentially 1873. Moving to the dollar index futures, you will remember that I've indicated two areas of resistance very similarly to what we see in the euro dollar, but it's in the reverse direction, and actually one area of resistance is this 80.50. The other area of resistance and entry short is this measure move trace from highs to lows here, and we saw participation. We knew the existence of this well in advance, and eventually market started participating on the short side here. Now what is important is to notice that this market has actually failed all the way halfway back long here, which means that short are now in control and we're able to push price below this area controlled by longs, and that's a very important development now, because although we could see a bounce higher, it's possible that again we are going to retest for the third time in a row here the 79.40 level, and the third time now could be the time when we break. Moving to the the gold here. You will remember that last week there was a violation of the sequence of measure move on the 4-hour here. Price continued lower into this area of resistance, but the area of support was respected here because price never got into 1261. So in a unexpected way, but always we should anticipate everything. We should expect anything from the market. What happened here is that we got into that target 1303 level that I had indicated, and that was a level from highs to previous lows. So we got into that that target. If you traded the setup, you would have stopped out here. But there was all a way to trade. There is a way to trade the basket setup. And that's something that I teach in my mentoring. Moving to, so what we can expect from this price now. This price actually has actually respected both this measure move, the one that you just see here, and also the all the way back here. So there is no violation of shorts here. Shorts are still in control on the 4-hour time frame. Longs are still in control on the daily time frame here. So it's a battle between these two participants. There's the possibility now for market to retrace again, once again into this 1286 area, which is a very important area. And if we get there and we fail, we the sequence of measure move is interrupted, then we have the potential to bounce and continue higher into 1314. Moving to the US dollar versus the Japanese yen, you will remember that I've indicated a potential area of support here, and this area of support actually worked, although we were working against another important area of resistance on the daily. So excuse me, but these two areas actually saw participation of the market. It was possible to enter this trade on a failure applying the fib stalking technique, and I spoke about this technique on a recent FX Suite webinar. Excuse me. And as you can see, there was a sequence of measure move here. First 102.38, they progressed into first and second target, and the next measure move was able to move price lower into 102.10 and 102.05, and then eventually, however you wanted to trace this measure move, less aggressive is this one, you would have had a breakout and a free risk trade here on a long side. All the Japanese yen majors actually are behaving the same way here, and we have the euro versus Japanese yen here, which is actually challenging already the area of resistance at 141.78, and this market did exactly the same thing. Support price found support at this 141.10. Price never got below this 140.89, which was the stop loss for this move higher. So I'm going to remove in this market this area of resistance here, and now I anticipate just a continuation higher into 142 and 143, and this would be in line with the euro continuing higher versus the dollar. Pound versus Japanese yen, very similar situation here. As you can see, all these markets are behaving the same way. In the pound versus Japanese yen, I was anticipating a retest of this 170.44, but it never happened, and the reason for that is that again this market respected this area of support, although with a front run here. I still would like to see this being tested properly, like in the other markets. Moving to the pound versus the US dollar, you will remember that we have here around 167.70 area. We have a second target for a measure move that I've been tracing at the end of last year 158.43, and the market is still hovering around that level. You could make the case that although with a very large front run, this market actually has traded this measure move here. I think the front run was 15 pips here, which is a little bit too much. And price never went into retesting this all the way halfway back here. Now it doesn't mean that this price cannot continue higher, but clearly if we get a retest of 170 67 60 area here, there is more support. There will be more support for this price to continue higher. Excuse me. Moving to Australian dollar versus the US dollar, you know that we are in a short trade here, which actually already is a free risk trade, because the first target was hit once we got into this 92.56, 92.51 traded. Then today we had this move higher and then a continuation lower with price now printing lower lows. So if we make the case that the measure move from previous highs, not relative high, not absolute highs, but relative highs, as traded, we are now, as you can see here, at the second target. This might explain the reason for this bounce higher here. So let's see if the market continues to move in extension. If that's the case, if we get a retracement now, these retracements should not break the 92.87. If that happens, then this market might offer another opportunity to get short. I don't believe so. I think this market is going to slide and give us maybe a 2%, 1.89% in gains here. If you risk 1%. And that's a good trade if price gets to the target 0.9060. Moving to the US dollar versus Canadian dollar, you will remember that this price of this forex exchange forex pair has actually respected again this 109.17 that we already knew before because it was tested, and now we are looking for a retest of the measure move all the way halfway back here. This market could be testing something that was known before. We are not sure about that, and I'm not going to bet on that. I'd like to see this market to test the all the way halfway back if actually that happens. Otherwise, I mean, we can just wait on this market. Finally, the New Zealand dollar versus the US dollar, the shorts are actually working here, and for the second time after the beginning of April, this area of support, I'm going to remove for a moment this trace. This area of support starting at 0.8540, it's actually under pressure here, and there is the real possibility now for this 0.8510 to fail. And when that happens, we have to remember that this market has support just below at this 84 area here. So that's where I would see price moving forward here. There is a good possibility that we're just going to get there, and when we trace from lows to lows here, we see that we are very close to this first target, and price could just slide and get into the second target, in which case we will see what happens to the market and which is the sequence that brings price into this 84, and we will use the fib stalking technique if that happens in order to time the new entry long in this market. So be patient here. I think this market is going to provide us with another move higher out of this 084. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you for sticking around, visiting my fibstalker.com website and subscribing my newsletter. Have a good continuation of the week. Bye bye now.